Hello everyone, my name is Maitsa Hamdini with students ID 2401820. In this video, I will discuss a few topics that are related to art history. Are you guys curious? Well, without any further ado, let's go!
So, most people have already seen this legendary painting from the legendary artist Vincent van Gogh, The Starry Night. But, did you know the story behind it? Oh, you didn't know? Well, no worries, I'll explain it to you. So, The Starry Night was made on 18 June 1889. Vincent made this when he was in Ashlam at Saint Remy late at night when the moon and the stars are shining so bright. So, in this painting, he used impasto technique, which is when the paints are applied very thickly with hands or paint brushes. And oh, he also used one of the famous Japanese print, The Great Wave of Kanagawa, as his inspiration to do this art. We can see a lot of his imagination and creativity pouring into this art. Fun fact, Vincent really liked the beauty of the Japanese print. That's why we can see that he used a lot of Japanese prints as his inspiration in many paintings that he made. But the sad part is, the same paint that he used to create this art were the same pain that he used to swallow to kill himself in his manic episodes a week before this painting was created. Back then, at that time, Vincent's mental illness wasn't really that bad, but as the time slowly passed away, his mental illness became really bad and it got to the point where he killed himself with a gun on July 27, 1890. And another sad part is, even though The Starry Night is one of his famous painting, Vincent considered it as one of his failed paintings. We can see it on his letter to Emily Barnard, and I quote, "And yet, once again, I allowed myself to be led astray into reaching for stars that are too big. Another failure, and I have had my fill of that." To Emily Barnard, November 20, 1889. And yeah, it is kind of sad actually, because The Starry Night is one of my favorite artwork from him. Move to the next topic. Have you ever wondered about art in ancient times? Especially cave paintings. So, from archaeologists' interpretation and investigation, what can cave paintings tell us about our ancestors? So, as people who live in modern times, there's a stereotype going around about ancient people who lives on starvation, couldn't provide good shelter, and only focus about food. Well, the cave paintings denied all of this stereotype. The cave paintings from Peschel that was made 35,000 to 40,000 years ago shows an example of prehistoric people that are able to communicate. Cave paintings are part of oral storytelling, and it also shows that the prehistoric people were knowledgeable about their nature and environment. They knew what they were going to do, they knew what pigment they were going to use, and they took advantage of the texture of the cave to create a nice silhouette of the painting. They put their creativity into it. The reason why are they doing this? Because they wanted to pass the information that they have gathered to the next generation, so the next generation can adjust and adapt to the environment without having any problem or trouble at all. thought about the artists from Renaissance era? So we know that Renaissance era was the golden era of Europe. Everything was so magical, including the art. So is there some type of unique process to become an artist back then? So back then, when people wanted to become an artist, they started their journey at a very young age. They began to enter workshops around 10 years old and becoming an apprentice. So Gina, what is apprentice? So apprentice is like an art student and assistant at the same time. You're learning from your teachers and also helping your teachers. At first, they started learning basic things. For example, they begin learning how to grind pigments or making paint brushes. And yeah, after that, they begin learning how to draw by copying their master's art or other artists' art. With relentless and non-stop practicing, they can find their own art style and earn money from their art. So, even apprentices wanted to become an independent artist, they have to create art that is approved by their teacher to prove that they are able to be an independent artist. So yeah, during this project, I learned that art is not just mere decoration, but plays an important role in various aspects of life. As we have already discussed earlier, art is always present and really important. For example, when prehistoric people use art as a way to communicate, to pass on their knowledge to their next generation, how art is really important in Vincent van Gogh's life, and also how dedicated are these people to achieve their dreams to become a great artist in the Renaissance era. And it really inspired me as a student who